Hey guys, Nabil from Topaz, hope you're doing well. I'm super excited today because today we are in Salon Privé for the first time, actually having a stand in Salon Privé. I've been coming to this amazing event for years and years and years, and I've always wanted to have a presence here for Topaz, and we finally actually did it this year. And we actually have a few things that are quite interesting that are happening this year, one of which we're launching a brand new product, which you're going to hear more about later on in the video, but it's quite a cool product that is very different to what we have done previously. And then I also want to show you guys something else here, which are the two cars that are currently on our stand, starting with the 812 Aperta, which is this color is a very unique color, Berlinetta Lusso. So it's actually a very, very specific type of color that is unique to, I think, in this car. I haven't seen this car in this color at all. The customer is a very, very good customer of ours who actually has the most impeccable taste when it comes to specifications. I'm not just saying that because he lent us the car. Genuinely speaking, he has the most amazing specification cars. So this is just one of them. Obviously, we put full paint protection film, Topaz paint protection film on this, and so it's here for you to be able to see it and see the quality of work. It does get a bit dusty here because of also the dust, but we have our team to be able to wipe everything down so that you get to see it in all its glory. So if you are here, do definitely come and check this out. The other bit that I wanted to show you is this car, which is a GT3. It's brand new, and it's actually in a PTS color, which is quite unique on this car. But what's probably a bit more unique, you're probably seeing in the video anyway, is all the decals that we have all over the place. And this has been done to show people and customers the decal, the Topaz shop decals offering. And as you can tell on the sides, we have all sorts of decals that are available, whether they are the Randalls with the Porsche sign, whether you have, again, an RS with the yellow on the one side. On the other side, you've got an RS with the Weissach. So it's literally one of those cars that are, each side is slightly different. I'm wondering, would you guys actually be seen driven in this car? Would you think it's quite cool to drive this? I think it's quite cool. The fact that it's very, very unique in the sense that each side is different. And then here you got obviously a old school RS style decal, and then obviously followed by the Pegasus. That is actually an underrated decal in my opinion. I think a lot of people don't know about the Pegasus, but it looks very, very cool. Again, you'll be able to buy that on the Topaz shop. So let's go around. We've got a few other cars that are actually going to be entered into the concourse actually this year, and I want to show them to you now. So the first one we'll go have a look at now. So let's go there. So one of the first cars that we're going to be entering into the concourse is actually the Bugatti concourse, the class. And there's two classes actually this car's entering into, the Bugatti class and also the green area, which is again where we are right now, where you got loads of green cars everywhere. What is this car? This is a Bugatti Veyron, as you probably can tell, that looks very, very unique because it's got this metal finish all the way to the sides of the car. And why is it unique? Because there's only 4 of these cars ever made, and actually this is the only one in this combination. So this is the Centenaire edition, which has basically been launched in Villa d'Este, and this is actually the Malcolm Campbell edition. So there's actually only one of these ever made. So yeah, there's 4 in the edition, and this is the one that's green with the chrome down the side as well. It looks incredible. There's a lot of other details on the car that actually are quite unique to this car. As you can see here, as soon as I open the door, there's quite a lot of details here. So the entry plate reminds you exactly what this car is and where it was launched in Villa d'Este. And then there's also some more other small details that are in this car. You have a little sort of embroidery there next to the footwell, which is actually like an old school Bugatti mixed in with the Veyron, so it's got like almost like a silhouette of the two cars. And then at the top of the headrest, that's where you got the signature of Malcolm Campbell, who was a land speed record holder, and this car was basically named after him, essentially. So with this car, we not only did we prepare the car, obviously, for it to enter the concourse, we actually also have PPF'd it a few years back. So when you look at the car, and it looks like it hasn't been used at all, and because obviously it's very low mileage, but the fact that it's got paint protection film on it, a lot of people can't even tell it's got paint protection film on it. That's how good the product is. Especially when you look at this section here, which is extremely difficult to work on, because it's essentially a chrome, it's a metal finish. So it's very, very hard to actually apply paint protection film on there without having any joints or marks that are showing. So I hope it does well. Let's show you the other cars. So we're here in the green display, and quite cool to see there's so many of these cars that actually we have worked on, whether we prepared them in terms of getting ready for the concourse, or actually we have put paint protection film on them. Starting with this Sempre. If you see, I mean, the level of detail on this car in terms of the paintwork is sublime, honestly. I think it's about 3,000 hours worth of design work that's happened on this car to get it to the stage it looks at visually, and then afterwards 300 hours to actually paint it. So it's a really, really epic car, which also has our paint protection film on it. Further down the side here, I mean, there's so many nice cars. We've got an SLR, this is a prototype from our friends at MSO. Next to that, we have an SP3, a Competizione as well. We've got an Aston Martin Valiant, and then there's also further down, there's a Bentley Batour as well. Coming over to this side, which is something I really want to show you because it's actually quite epic. Look at this Jag. Now this is a CX-75, and this car was actually a concept car which was actually used in James Bond Spectre. The baddie was actually using this car. And another interesting bit of information for you to know, part of it was actually recorded here. The start of the chase between this and the DB10 in the actual film was recorded here rather than Rome, funny enough. It does look like Rome a little bit. That's another one that we did. So this is from our friends at Super Vettura, who are here as well. This is actually called the RST, but when we worked on this car, it was called the RSN when the previous owner had it. Yeah, we did this car many, many years ago. When this came into the workshop, honestly, it literally looked like a spaceship has landed. Phenomenal car. Right, let's have a look to see what other ones we've done. Here we go. So now we're in the automotive gallery. This is a new section within Salon Prive, which is quite nice. It's got old school vibes to it, but also in case it starts raining, people can come into here, which happens quite a lot in the UK. Let's have a look at the different cars we have. This is a Corvette concept car, which is actually pretty cool. When you look at it to see where the design language is going to go, it is probably going to be electric. Is it going to be electric? It's going to be electric. So unfortunately, here, what do we have? So we've got Brabus here on the left-hand side. This is from our friends, actually, Top Car. We've the dealership that stocks all the Brabus cars and stuff like that. We actually do a lot of their work up in our Leeds studio. So these two cool cars probably would have had our PPF on them as well. Let's keep on going through and see what else we've got here. We've got this little dune buggy style, the Callum Sky. So the Callum Sky is actually designed by the same person who designed the CX-75 that I showed you earlier. Same person designed that car. Pretty cool on that. Let's see what else we have. So this is a Jesko, one of my favorite modern hypercars actually, from our friends at Super Vettura again. Epic looking car. We've actually done a few of these that you would have seen in the Topaz channels across the world. Actually, we've done a few in Dubai, we've done a few in London, and I believe one in Leeds. So there's quite a few that we've done. So we're quite familiar with this. We've got all the nice patterns of that one. What else do we have? On the right hand side here, we have some of the Lamborghinis. Again, Rivelto, you guys would have seen it, and the Temerario. Now this is a quite interesting car because I think this is going to be epic. The fact that this is such a high revving car, and it's in the modern day age, all the combustion engines are getting a bit smaller and things are revving a bit lower. The fact that they've come out with this is quite epic actually. Let's see what else we have. I spot our friends at Amian. Let's go have a chat with them. So Amian is a very, very close friend of ours who we've done quite a lot of cars for over the years, and you probably recognize the fact that they usually deal with hypercars. They've got quite a lot of different type of cars that they deal with, but to be honest with you, the three that they have here have stood in the show in my opinion. Have a look at this Viola as well. It is incredible. Honestly, absolutely incredible. I absolutely love this car. So this is actually one of my favorite cars. You would have seen in different podcasts, I would have talked about what is my favorite car. And this is actually my favorite car. I probably would choose a slightly different color, my personal opinion. I'll probably go all black, but it's one of those cars that just looks so menacing. But obviously it's called the Viola because of the color. So this is a 760 Zonda, if you didn't know what it is. So a very, very unique car. Right, and then we have one more car that's on this side, which is, then we have a BC Roadster. And this is, again, one of those poster car vehicles for the modern age. I honestly think so. I think it's one of those cars that is absolutely fantastic. But at the same time, we've also worked on this car too. Yeah, I think it's a modern classic. This car is going to be one to remember in the future. And what's caught my eye is there are two of the latest hypercars out right now. One is here, the W1, and I'll show you what the other one is, the Valhalla. But let's have a look at this W1. In the photos, when I saw it, I thought this looked incredible. And actually seeing it in real life, it does look incredible. And I think from a perspective of moving on from the P1, because actually it's quite hard, because the P1, in my personal opinion, looked incredible. And actually the design was timeless. So the fact that they are able to make it better and make it look a bit more interesting is quite hard to do, especially, but I'm a big fan of McLaren anyway. I love their cars. I think they are one of the best driver cars. So really, I'd like to get behind the steering wheel of this one. Let's show you the other hypercar that there is as well. And speaking of P1, there's one actually behind the glass there that we actually did and belongs to Lando Norris, that we did directly for MSO. So the second car that I want to show you guys is the Aston Martin Valhalla. Now this is a baby Valkyrie, if you want to call it that, 1,000 horsepower. I think it looks epic for what is a baby hypercar. Although in my personal opinion, I think this is actually going to be seen on the road a lot more than the full fat version. So in my opinion, this is probably going to be the rarer one to get in the future because of how usable it is. Now, you probably would have known if you've seen some of our older videos, the Valkyrie is not a very usable car per se, in the sense that it's extremely aggressive, whereas this is still aggressive, but it is a lot more usable. So this is probably what they're going for with this. Very, very cool. Let's see what else there is. Hey guys, I'm here in day 3 of Salon Privé. Today is Saturday, it's the busiest day actually, but I've got someone really important to be introducing you to, Mr. Tiny T, and this is our newest member of the family. And he's not very tiny, this Tiny T, but the actual Tiny Ts are tiny. Let me show you. As you can see, Tiny Ts are absolutely tiny, and these two little guys can go into your car air vents and they both smell really, really nice. So we decided to introduce Tiny T here at Salon Privé. And the reason why we wanted to do this type of fun style air freshener, this is one of many that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing about 6 or 7 within the collection. But essentially it's a air freshener that is bespoke more towards the more elegant fragrances, shall I like to say, rather than the usual air fresheners that remind you of a toilet. So this is exactly why we did this. But Tiny T, thank you very much for coming here. I really appreciate you coming here. I know you're very, very busy today, especially. Thank you so much. And I want to show you guys the 599 that I'm entering in the concourse. Should we go have a look at it? Come on. And there she is. There you go, guys. Welcome to the 599 GTO. So this car, let me tell you a bit about it. This is essentially only 599 of them have been made. This is one of 3 in this color. So it's quite a unique color, Grigio Silverstone Opaco. And this is actually an original color. So it's not a wrap or anything like that. It's actually totally original. And it's Grigio Silverstone Opaco all the way through with gloss black wheels. Again, with the gloss black calipers, which is exactly why when I looked at this, I was like, oh my God, this is an absolute stunner. Let's open it up. You'll see inside, it's literally pristine. When you look at the interior, it's absolutely mint. So yeah, today it's being entered into a concours. It's the first time this car is being entered in. So yeah, let's see. I don't know what other competition there is with this car. And I don't, to be honest, know exactly what the competition is or what we're entering it in for. But I was just told, bring the car over, make sure it's perfect, which is exactly what we did. So anyway, let's get on to some other cars that we've seen around here.
Next up, a car that doesn't really need much of an introduction, ladies and gentlemen. It is, of course, another Bugatti, and this is the Veyron, ladies and gentlemen. The 16.4, so the first iteration of the car, but in an incredible specification of dark green with aluminium interior. Good afternoon, sir. Please may I ask you a few questions about this car? So this is a Villa d'Este edition, and why is it quite so special compared to other Veyrons?
So this is one of 4 Centenaire editions. Each one was actually named after one of the racing drivers. This one happened to be Malcolm Campbell's. So he was obviously a very famous Bugatti racing driver who held some records, land and sea as well. And yeah, makes it super special with obviously the aluminium exterior and being a British racing car driver. British racing green, couldn't be anything else.
Absolutely, we absolutely love it. And when the Veyron came out, it really set a new standard and sort of moved the game on into a whole new stratosphere. Obviously the technology behind the cars was astronomical, and it was thought that VW lost money on every single one they built, to the tune that they cost probably 4 million euros to build them, and they were selling them for a fraction of that. So it was very much an exhibition of what VW could do, and in this form Bugatti. Couldn't agree more. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Bugatti Veyron. What an amazing car, and Nick has something to say.
And just before you leave, The Bugatti Veyron Centenaire Malcolm Campbell edition has been awarded the runner-up in, I'm sure you can imagine we were well into class 3, the most expensive class, the runner-up in class 3. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The Campbell edition, Malcolm Campbell, of course, one of this country's greatest world speed record holders, and an incredible specification Veyron. I can't say I've seen anything like that before. What a special vehicle, and it is your runner-up today.
That's it for me for 2025 Salon Privé. I'm so glad I've been able to show you guys the rest of the cars that we've done and everything else that we're working on. And I also am so excited that we showed you Tiny T. He's my mate, Tiny T. So you are going to be able to actually buy and pre-order Tiny T on the description below. So go on to that and be able to go onto the link. And then, yeah, I'm really, really glad and honored to be here. So very, very happy with that. And I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.